Welcome back to another installment of the 94 podcast. I'm Brook Edel, joined here with my co-host, Jim Bushy. What up, Jim? We got a lot to get into. We got the NFL playoffs. We got the college football championship coming up on Monday on Martin Luther King Day, and celebrating this weekend of great football, and also celebrating the holiday on Monday with the national championship between Miami and Indiana. I can't believe I'm saying the Indiana Hoosiers are going to be in the national championship game. It's here. It's finally here. We did our picks last week, and kind of rehashing those picks. Jim, you're going with the Indiana Hoosiers 34-20.
I am.
Yep, that's a 2-touchdown score game. I mean, that's realistic. I mean, Indiana's been boat racing a lot of their opponents, but it doesn't matter who they're playing. It seems like they're hitting all cylinders, and they're not letting the foot off the gas in all of their victories so far in the college football playoff. And that's winning the Rose Bowl, and also winning, I think it was against Oregon in the, was it the, what was the name of that bowl that they just won? Was that the?
Not the Cotton Bowl.
Was it the Cotton? No, the Cotton Bowl.
No.
But
no, it shouldn't be.
Okay, Cotton Bowl. So they won that. I think it might have been Miami and Ohio State. But regardless, they beat Oregon. They're in the national championship. They're playing for fame, glory for Indiana, and Miami is going to be coming in as the underdog. They're going to be the 10th seed. No one expected them to get this far. I have them winning and shocking the world at 31-29 at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. It's going to be a home game for Miami geographically, with what we're seeing. Indiana is going to be having a lot of fans fly in. I feel like there's going to be a sea of red inside of Miami. I don't know. There's a lot that gets me excited for this game, knowing that Indiana, this is going to be the last game for Fernando Mendoza, the legacy that he's been able to formulate with this last year, transferring, winning the Heisman. What's your thoughts on Indiana and what they're able to accomplish?
I mean, it's great to see that they're now becoming a football school, but you could always think the transfer portal and all that, and all the NIL deal, they would come in. I mean, it's great to see them win. It's great to see them there. High hopes. I didn't want to see another Ohio State. I didn't want to see another Bama, the teams we would normally see. So I'm excited for this game. I'm really excited for Indiana, and I really think they're going to do good.
Absolutely, and that just kind of just shows you like the power of the transfer portal, and also what Kurt Cignetti has been able to do on getting a lot of these older players to perform at the top level. And that coaching tree from Nick Saban is, proving true. Both these coaches, Mario Cristobal and Kurt Cignetti, are coming from that Nick Saban coaching tree from Alabama, and all of college football is watching this and just realizing, all right, we can't just shun any player that stays past the 4 years. I mean, we got Carson Beck, a seven-year player who's won national championships with the Georgia Bulldogs and Kirby Smart. Funny again, another Nick Saban coaching tree coach. And what we see with Miami, I think they're going to have a lot of physicality up front. So that'll be something to look out for, is what's going to happen in the trenches between Miami and Indiana. This game is going to be heightened security. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of attention on this game. The president will be in attendance. Again, there's a lot of things going on with college football. There's just going to be a massive engagement throughout this entire championship game. We're going to see Mike Irvin on the sidelines. Michael Irvin has just been like basically their mascot this entire college football playoff. So seeing how excited and how engaged he will be throughout the game, that will be something that will definitely be top moments of this national championship game. Looking forward to that. Also, there's going to be some players that are going to be in this NFL draft. I know that Mendoza's slated to be the number 1 pick, but there's also going to be some top picks from that Miami defense and also some Miami skill players that are going to be going into the NFL draft. I know with a couple of their freshmen, they're going to be returning, but it's completely wide open for Miami because they don't really have a returning quarterback because Carson Beck is going to be moving on past this year, but a lot of talent that's going to be manufactured in the next couple of years out of Miami. And I think Miami's back. I know that they're trying to go 1-0, and Mario Cristobal doesn't like hearing, oh, is Miami back? They are officially back, but they still need that one more 1-0 to get that 7th national championship and really plant the flag that they're fully back in control of the college football playoff atmosphere. With all that, I think with what we can expect is going to be a hard-fought game, regardless the result. And I'm going to be tuned in because I think this is going to be a nice way to kind of wrap up the entire weekend on Martin Luther King Day with the national championship between Indiana and Miami. Definitely going to have to stay up for this one. I believe it is a 7 p.m. Kickoff in Miami local time, but this is definitely going to be worth the watch. Looking forward into the games that are going on for football this weekend, we do have some NFL matchups. We got 2 games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday. Let's take a quick peek at the NFL schedule and what we got going on. Right now, we got, I believe, Seattle and San Francisco. That will be the nightcap, and then the kickoff for the divisional round is going to be Buffalo and Denver. Let you lead off here real quick. Buffalo and Denver, what can we expect out of Bo Nix looking for his first ever playoff victory? He did square up against the Buffalo Bills last year in his rookie season. They were eliminated by Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in short order. It was a close game up until halftime, until the Bills pulled away in the second half of that playoff game. But this time, the Denver Broncos will be hosting in Denver, and they will welcome Josh Allen, James Cook, and the entire Buffalo Bills. And this is going to be a crossroads game. You got Josh Allen, who's going to be turning 30 this offseason, and he has one of the clearest paths to an AFC Championship game and also the Super Bowl this year. What can we expect out of the Buffalo Bills, and what can we expect out of the Denver Broncos getting a week off with the number 1 seed?
I mean, it's going to be a great game. I'm a big Russ versus Russ guy. I definitely think the fact that Denver had the week off, but they're going to be more fresh. Buffalo had an extra game. But Josh Allen, man, he's going to take it to them. I think he's going to be the reason why they go further on, and I think they're going to be the reason why I think Josh Allen himself is going to be the reason why they extend on and they go into the next round. I think they beat Bo Nix, but Bo Nix, don't take him lightly. It's going to be a tight game. Let me give that game a 34-31 final.
Okay. All right. 34. 31. And who's moving on?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Okay. All right. So the game will be in Denver, Colorado Stadium. It will be at Empower Field at Mile High. The Bills have won, 6 of the last 7 games, including the wild card rally against the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. That was a really good game. I think that was one of the best games outside of Philadelphia and San Francisco. That was a really good game that went down to the last couple of minutes in that ball game. Josh Allen, though, 273 yards, a touchdown, a QB rating of 108.7. He continues to be the Superman for the Buffalo Bills, carrying them throughout the season, and then also scoring 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He's manufacturing a lot of their offense, and I think that continues in Denver. I know Denver is just going to be a lot harder of a defense to penetrate, and I think that's going to be the reason why it's going to be a little bit low scoring. I don't know if it's going to be in the 30s. I think it's going to be closer to like a 28-24 kind of ball game, but I do have the Bills winning this game. James Cook, I think he needs to get the ball a little bit more. He only had 15 rushes against Jacksonville in the wild card round. They did do a really good job of bottling him up. The one thing against Denver, though, is that they are so good against they're so good against the pass that I think you do got to mix it up a little bit. It can't just be an air assault with Josh Allen. You got to mix it up. You got to keep this defense honest and realizing that Patrick Surtain is on the other side of the field, and he does limit. And Buffalo, as we know, they don't really have a true number 1 wide receiver. Maybe Brandon Cooks has kind of elevated himself as the number 1 unofficially, but knowing what the pass defense of Denver is, they're 6th in the league. They're only averaging 6.1 yards per attempt that they're allowing or yielding, and they've done really well. But I think if you stay consistent with rushing the ball, I think that there is yards to be had, especially for James Cook and this rushing attack for the Buffalo Bills. Whether it is Johnson or if they're able to get Ray Davis involved. I think if Buffalo is able to get the ball and run and also kind of set up their pass and not have to rely too much on passing on first down, I think the Buffalo Bills definitely have the pathway for this game to be that they want to have the game script where they're not chasing, because we've seen Buffalo, track teams down, and you don't want to be in that situation against Denver, in the fact that they do have a really stout defense where they can shut you out in critical situations. One player that I definitely want to see step up a little bit more is Keon Coleman for the Buffalo Bills, and I know that he had 1 catch last game. He definitely needs to step up for the Buffalo Bills in that passing attack. But all in all, I'm going Buffalo 28-24. The Bo Nix roller coaster, I'm not willing to get on it. Not in the playoffs. I know RJ Harvey is a great weapon and will continue to be a weapon for the Denver Broncos for years to come. But I don't think they don't have enough consistency from Bo Nix to get past the Buffalo Bills. And just realizing what Denver has for the future, I would not be surprised that they would be back in this capacity as a number 1 seed, or at least making it to the divisional round for years to come. But I got the Denver Broncos being eliminated, but they do have to keep Josh Allen protected, because this pass rush is fierce for the Denver Broncos. And that could definitely neutralize what Josh Allen can do, especially if they can take away his pocket and also, force him, to make off-balance throws. Not saying that Josh Allen couldn't make those throws. I just feel like if they're able to kind of throw off the timing and knowing that this offense definitely needs to stay on schedule for the Buffalo Bills to see success. But yeah, this is going to be a great game, a great matchup. The Bills are averaging about 28 points per game. Broncos just a little bit lower on the totem pole there with 23.5 points per game. The yards per game, the Bills have that advantage with 376 yards. Broncos are getting about 342 yards out of their offense. Time of possession is almost equal. The Bills are averaging about 33 minutes of ball possession, and then the Denver Broncos are about 31 minutes. So that will be maybe a battle of field possession throughout the game to definitely look out for. One thing, though, that we did talk about, that pass rush for the Denver Broncos, they have 68 sacks. That's number one in the league. So Josh Allen, you got to keep him upright. If Buffalo is looking to advance to the Super Bowl, you got to keep your quarterback upright and healthy. He can't take unnecessary hits throughout this game. And the Bills are 20th in the league with only 36 sacks. But again, it's anybody's game in the playoffs. It's a brand new season. The turnovers do come for Buffalo. They do have 13 picks on the season. The Broncos surprisingly only have 10 picks on the season, especially for an opportunistic defense like the Denver Broncos. The turnover differential is where we see the Buffalo Bills have the edge here. They're +1, and the Broncos are -3. And this is kind of odd, especially for a number one seed team not getting all those turnovers. The Broncos are a -3, and they're 19th in the league, and the Bills are +1. So I think that might be the difference maker there. Is we might see the Bills be able to get a couple of turnovers, interceptions, special teams. We've seen special teams where you got muff punts, or you can't recover a kickoff the proper way. So I think that might be the difference maker there, is just the turnovers that we're seeing. And Josh Allen was a full participant, and we do expect him to play. I think he would need to be on serious a serious watch if he was to miss this game.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah.
Without Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills really don't have a chance. I mean, I don't know who their backup is, but if Josh Allen can't beat Josh Allen,
yeah, Mitch Trubisky is not beating the Broncos. No.
You're not going to have a fun time, to quote South Park.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a good time. No, you're not. They're not. That's hilarious. Yeah, the other injuries that we see is Bernard, linebacker. He's questionable with the calf, and then defensive linemen. They were all active. Pensa, and then I think Shaq Thompson did participate. And we're not expecting any major injuries with the Broncos. I see Franklin Myers, defensive lineman, full participation. Greenlaw, also full participation. Their backup tight end, Krull, is out. And then also Sanders, linebacker for the Denver Broncos, he's out with the ankle. So those are the only two players that we expect to miss this game. But yeah, going into the matchup for the NFC, we got the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. That will be the nightcap. We're both going Buffalo in the first game. I got 28-24 to wrap up the Buffalo and Denver matchup. So with Seattle and San Francisco, we got 10 minutes here to break down this matchup before we move into the next segment. San Francisco played Seattle for the right to be the number one seed in Week 18. They lost They are now on the road. They go to Seattle. Seattle has won 7 straight games. They won 11 in their last 12 games. It will be at Lumen Field. All the 12s will be really loud. What is your take on this game? San Francisco 49ers going on the road, visiting the Seattle Seahawks for a chance to go to an NFC Championship game.
I mean, they're going on the road. They're going to Seattle. They're going to a tough environment. Yeah, they won last week, San Fran, but I don't know if they can continue their mojo. I really don't know. I want Purdy to do well. I think Brock Purdy will do good. No Kittle. Kittle's out with a torn Achilles. He's out till at least next season past. I mean, it just comes down to the fact that which quarterback is going to have a good one, Purdy or Darnold? And the way Seattle played at the end of the season, the way they were able to do it, I'm liking them a lot. So I think I'm going to go Seattle 24-21.
Okay, Seattle 24-21. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, the last matchup, the 49ers beat the Seahawks beat the 49ers 13-3. Prior, I think they were 1-1 because Seattle won the first matchup against Seattle. So this is the rubber match. It's not the team going for the sweep of the season series. They are looking to advance to the NFC Championship game. Sam Darnold has been impressive, getting them to the number 1 seed, winning that pivotal game, as we mentioned, against these same 49ers. And what Brock Purdy and what Christian McCaffrey can do, I think that is lethal. But the Seattle defense, I think, has figured them out. They've played them enough times to realize what they need to do to contain Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey and the rest of the offense. And it's a huge blow. You miss George Kittle in these type of games. And I know George was battling to get back for this playoff run, and it's tough to see that he will not be available for this game. I know that he did miss the last game as well, and he did get injured in week 1 against these same Seahawks. So it's just been an injury-riddled season. George Kittle, hope that you do get a speedy recovery, and hope to see you get back. He's one of the fun players to watch in the league. But to get back to what Seattle, what Sam Darnold has done is throw 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. So it's a little staggering, the 14 interceptions. I think Seattle has realized since that Thursday night game that they've been playing a little bit more conservative with Sam Darnold and not, unwinding him and exposing him from, making mistakes in critical situations, because you realize what is in front of you. You got home field advantage. You can run the ball. You can get the crowd involved. You got a nice 1-2 punch with Kenneth Walker, K9, and Zach Charbonnet, where you're able to get a good pass-run mix. And also you got Jackson Smith and Jigba, the receiving yards leader. And I think this is going to be a huge game for JSN to get open against the 49ers defense. And I know with Robert Saleh, I know that he's going to try to take every opportunity away from Jackson Smith and Jigba. But I think this offense is ready to unleash. I think if you're able to get the running game going again, we talked about this. This is a consistent pattern with these playoff games. If you're able to get the running game going, that's just going to open up everything else. And I think Seattle wins this game. It's going to be a good, hard-fought game, but I got Seattle winning this game 30-27. I think it's going to be a little bit more scoring than the last one, because I think these teams have figured each other out. And I know that Kyle Shanahan, he's not going to hold back. We saw we saw a wide receiver throw a touchdown to Christian McCaffrey. So with Juwan Jennings, I think everything is a green light. And what an impressive season by the San Francisco 49ers. I think they fall short here against Seattle. Seattle is just a tough place to play. And I think Seattle has kind of figured them out, especially with their defense on how they're able to limit what Brock Purdy really likes to do, rolling out, misdirection, and also Christian McCaffrey. I just think it's just been a story of like a lot of things for the San Francisco 49ers this year. But I think the Seattle Seahawks will pull through. And yeah, definitely be on the lookout for A.J. Barter. I think he's going to have a key reception in this game that's going to be shifting the tide. Again, the turnovers. I think if Brock Purdy can protect the football, this is going to be a pick'em game like we're predicting here.
Oh,
but if there's interceptions, I think Seattle could run away with this game as well.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it just which quarterback can make the less mistakes, which team can make the less mistakes. I think it's going to come down to one of those games, and I think Seattle will make it the less mistakes and will win it. That's where my reasoning is coming from. So that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Seattle has just been well coached by Mike Macdonald. Two great coaches here, Mike Macdonald and Kyle Shanahan. And we do have more NFL playoffs to talk through. I know we got the Rams and Bears, and then we got Houston and New England coming up. But those are the Sunday games. But the final word on these games here, where do you expect the knockout blow to come for Seattle? Like, just to kind of just get an idea of, like, you said 24-21, is it going to be a huge run, huge pass, or a defense?
Stop at the end of the game. The defense is just going to come back, and it's like, oh, here we go. 49ers are driving, and it's going to be, Purdy's going to throw it, receiver's going to catch it, I don't know who, ball can get knocked out, turnover, game over.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an abrupt end. Yeah. And I'm thinking that it's gonna come down to one of those moments, because like that's how the last game ended, with the interception. I think it is gonna be a defensive stop for Seattle that's gonna end it, where I think it's gonna be fourth down. There's gonna be bodies flying all over the place. I think the ball gets dislodged, and I think Seattle wins the game on an interception. I think there's going to be a tip ball, and normally that's how these games end between the Seahawks and the 49ers, is late game heroics by defense, and I think they get it done. Mike Macdonald gets his team to the NFC Championship game and almost solidifies the Coach of the Year award in that space as well. But yeah, Seattle's just defense is just so good. They're giving up about 17.2 points per game. They do a really good job of just limiting what your offense can do. And then also their pass defense on just being able to limit, again, all the big plays and keeping plays in front of them. I just expect Seattle to win this game, just because of the way that their defense has been able to rally in the second half, and it doesn't matter. They have the never die attitude, and I think that's what pulls Seattle. And we got Buffalo. We're both going Buffalo in the first game, and we both got Seattle. But stay tuned here on the 94 podcast. We got more coming up. We're going to break down the Sunday matchups between the Rams and the Bears, and we got the Patriots and Texans. Don't go anywhere, right here on the 94 podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe, both Brook and Jim on the 94 podcast. We trust that you're going to have a good time. You're going to have a good time. All right, welcome back to the conversation here on the 94 podcast. We left you talking about the NFC West rivalry in Seattle and San Francisco, but we got more games to break down. We're going to first take a look at the AFC matchup on the AFC playoff tree. We got the Houston Texans, who just took out the Pittsburgh Steelers, ending Mike Tomlin's reign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big shout out to Mike Tomlin and what he's been able to do with that program with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But also let's focus on DeMeco Ryans and what he's done with this Houston Texans offense and defense. Primarily the defense and taking his signature and being able to score touchdowns. We're seeing multiple scores by this Houston Texans defense. And then we got another defense on the other side with Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots, where they're both embodying their coach. So one of those classic AFC matchups with two teams with really good defenses. They got both have franchise quarterbacks in C.J. Stroud and Drake May. Drake May, MVP candidate. It's going to be a wild scene at Foxborough, Massachusetts, at Gillette Stadium between the Texans and the Patriots. Texans are averaging about 23.8 points per game, and we did mention they are getting some help from their defense in scoring. But the Patriots do have the edge here with 28 points per game. They're second in the league with points per game. And C.J. Stroud and Drake May, looking at the matchup here. C.J. Stroud, a lot of mistakes last week. Drake May just made sure not to make the mistakes. So those were the two splices of both of their performances. They both played a night game. This will be an afternoon game, so it'll be interesting to see how that shifts from day to night. But what a story that the Houston Texans, with their turnover differential, they're at plus 17, Jim. This is not a typo. It's plus 17, and the New England Patriots are plus 3. But I'll let you also dive into this matchup. What are your initial thoughts on the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots?
First thing first, why is this the 2 o'clock game? It should be the night game, if I'm being 100% honest. I think the Patriots and Texans is going to be the game of the weekend. You have C.J. Stroud, a third-year quarterback, versus a second-year quarterback in Drake May. This is going to be a fun game to match, and Texas is the one team I'm scared about that can make a run. They have the tools. They have everything they need to make a push for the Super Bowl. They have a chance to do everything. So I think that it's going to be a tough game. On the other hand, Drake May last week played perfect. He didn't make the mistakes. He limited them. The defense was there. If the defense can hold up, I mean, we're going to look at a fun game. The defense of Houston, they just capitalize on Aaron Rodgers' mistakes and everything. This is going to be tough because it depends on which defense shows up and if they show up at all. So it's going to be, I'm going to go, give me Patriots 17-10.
Okay. Patriots 17-10. All right. Okay, that's old school, slug them out, hard-nosed football.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of the flavor that we got with the Patriots in their first playoff matchup with the Los Angeles Chargers, where it was 6-3. I think it was 6-3 at halftime, and the Patriots went on to win that game, only giving up, 3 points the entire game to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
You know, that is a sign of just a well-disciplined team. Same thing with Houston. Again, this is going to be a pick'em game. Yeah, the way that they looked against Aaron Rodgers and limiting him and getting the hits, that's one thing that I'm looking at is like, all right, that pass rush is just crazy good. And also they're backed up with a great secondary where they're not going to make it easy for your quarterback to make plays downfield, or you also got the linebackers that are coming up and making plays. And the offensive line, I think that's where I would have to. Yeah, that's one thing. The Patriots gave up 5 sacks in the last game, and that's where I get a pause for concern. I'm going Houston, and again, it's going to be a close game. I got Houston winning this game 19-16. 19-16. I think it's going to come down to a stop. I think it's going to come down to a stop where Houston is able to keep New England from converting to continue to drive. I think Houston has proved to me that, hey, their defense is going to show up with Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter. They also got Derek Stingley Jr., Lassiter, you name it. They got all the players. They got all the pieces that DeMeco Ryans has put together. And I know Houston's a dark horse, especially not having their full starting lineup from last year. I know Joe Mixon has been out for the entire season. Woody Marks has stepped up. I think Woody Marks is going to be one of the key reasons I think that they will be advancing is keeping the rushing attack going. Because if C.J. Stroud sits there and is, if he takes sacks or if he's going to make the ill-advised decisions to throw picks, I think this game could definitely be flipped and New England could win this game going away, because you can't make those same mistakes that he did against Pittsburgh and expect to win against New England. New England's too good of a team to expect that, especially on the road. And I know that C.J. Stroud just got his first playoff victory on the road, but it was an ugly win, but they all do count the same. He did have 250 yards, a touchdown, and an interception, and he had a QB rating of 86.7. One thing to look out for, though, is Christian Kirk. I think Christian Kirk is somebody that the New England Patriots need to account for, because with Nico Collins out with that concussion, I think that shifts all of those targets to Christian Kirk. He did have a good chemistry with C.J. Stroud, so that gives me some confidence there with Houston. But there's going to be a lot of attention shifted from the number one cornerback going to be shifted onto Christian Kirk. But I got Houston winning this game. I think their young wide receivers need to step up with Jaden Higgins. Definitely have to take another step here. Xavier Hutchinson as well. But they do get Dalton Schultz. So I think that kind of helps C.J. Stroud. But again, this is going to come down to C.J. Stroud. Can he play a perfect game just the way that Drake May was able to play a perfect game last week and not make those big mistakes in that big spot? Because the New England crowd, they will get into this game early and often if you give them an opportunity. And that's one thing we didn't get to see with Los Angeles last week. They had zero flow on offense. And when they did get a flow, they were kind of taking themselves out. I don't know if you were watching the game last week, Jim, where they were getting, I think they got a first down, and then they made a substitution, and then that gave the Patriots just enough opportunity to make an adjustment, and that just shows you how disciplined this Mike Vrabel defense is, where you let up or you make one bad chess move, they're able to capitalize, and then they were able to get a sack, and then they were able to get another tackle for loss, and then you're punting, or the drive was over at that point. And that's one thing that Houston needs to stay away from. They need to stay ahead of the chains But they're 5-4 versus teams, plus 500 so far in the season. The Patriots are 7-3 at home, so one of these teams is going to be going to the AFC Championship game, and it's hard to believe though. Like the Patriots were what? They were 13 lost. They were the 13 lost team last year.
Yeah, and then they turn around and they playoffs. I mean,
and they win 14 this year.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a good coach, you have good players, you have a quarterback that knows what he's doing. He's not too much pressure. Like nothing against what's their old quarterback, but like it's sometimes the fit. Mac Jones, that's the thing.
Mac Jones.
Sometimes the fit wasn't there. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
But sometimes the pieces fall in place.
That's true. The Patriots may have found their franchise quarterback, the first one since you know who, Tom Brady. So I know New England fans are really excited about Drake May and what he can bring. But again, I feel like in the playoffs, you kind of have to go through the bumps and bruises. And I think this is going to be a bumps and bruises for Drake May. And I got Houston winning 19-16. Jim, you got them winning 17-10. I could see this game going either way. Again, I would not be upset if New England was to win this game because I do like watching Drake May play and the Patriots. They do a really good job of just coming together as a team, and I do like their chemistry. That's one thing that I like about both these teams. Their chemistry is really good. And again, it's a shame that one of these teams has to lose, but I'm going Houston, you're going New England. We got one more game to pick. We got the Bears and the Rams. And that's going to be that's going to be the nightcap for Sunday. And it will be a chilly game. That will be outside in Chicago, Illinois at Soldier Field. I think the last matchup between the Bears and Rams, I think the Bears did win 24-18. But again, it's a brand new game, a brand new season. And we did see the Rams last week on the road against Carolina, a team that they did lose to the last time that they were out. They were able to make a comeback and make that heroic wild card comeback. And I mean, the Bears know about comebacks too. They made their own comeback.
Breaking news! I got breaking news. Sorry.
Breaking news.
It's now official. It's all official. It's official now. John Harbaugh signed a 5-year deal to become Giants head coach.
Okay, so John Harbaugh, 5 years, just broke. He's finalized. He's breaking news. 5-year deal to the Giants. That is official now. He is going to be coaching the New York Football Giants. So what will that look like? Will that be Jackson Dart, Cam Scatteraboo, Malik Neighbors, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence? They got Tyler Nubin. I mean, they do got pieces. And again, with John Harbaugh, he's going to bring his staff from the Baltimore Ravens to help, build that defense that we were able to see with Baltimore have a lot of success and win a Super Bowl back in 2012 against his brother, Jim Harbaugh. So congrats to John Harbaugh being able to find his next coaching spot, and the New York Giants no longer looking for a head coach. They have John Harbaugh. He's going to be the main guy for them moving forward for 5 years. We'll see how that works out in the NFC East. But what's your thoughts on John Harbaugh real quick before we get back into it?
Should be. Good for him. Glad he's found his feet. It's going to be Cam Scatteraboo, Jackson Dart again. I think he's going to let the young guys develop well, and we will do good. Okay.
Yeah, I think it is a good fit for him to go to New York. It's going to be a fresh slate, brand new, and he gets a young quarterback, and he gets just a high octane energy guy in Cam Scatteraboo. That will definitely be an exciting team to watch for next year. Getting back to the matchup, we got the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears in this NFC divisional matchup with a chance to go to the NFC Championship game. The Rams are the number one offense in the NFL, scoring about 30 points per game. Bears are not that far behind. They're at 25 points per game at 9th in the league. Rams are scoring and also piling up the yards. They got about 394 yards per game. Bears at 369. So the edge so far goes towards the Los Angeles Rams with their offense. The time of possession is almost deadlocked. They're both at 30 minutes. The Bears do have the edge here with almost 31 minutes. They're at 30 minutes and 58 seconds, what they're averaging per game. Total defensive sacks, that goes to the Los Angeles Rams. They got 47. They're 7th in the league. The Bears are at 35 and 22nd in the league. Total interceptions, that goes towards the Bears. They have 23 interceptions. That's number 1 in the NFL. So the Bears are able to get the turnovers with the interceptions, and you're just winning those 50-50 balls. The Rams, not that far behind. They're 16. They're 6th in the league. Their turnover differential. Again, this has been a common denominator for a lot of these playoff games. The Chicago Bears are plus 22. The Rams are plus 10. The Bears are 1st. Rams are 5th. But we know that Sean McVay knows that he does not have that much time left with Matthew Stafford, and knowing that he needs to squeeze out as much of that
juice
Super Bowl
has,
window. Yeah. Go ahead.
A juice.
Juice. Right. Gas. Yeah. Get the most out of him.
Quarterback.
Right. Because you don't know when you're going to be back in this position again, and also knowing that you have a path right now to get back to another Super Bowl where you're going on the road, and regardless of the result, you're going to be playing another NFC West team for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. And not to think ahead, but that's a guarantee. That's already locked in that it's going to be an NFC West opponent in the NFC Championship game. So the Rams have that to look in with the win. They have an opportunity to have either Seattle or San Francisco, whoever survives that matchup this weekend, they have the opportunity to go to Chicago and know that they will be playing either Seattle or San Francisco. And if it's San Francisco, the Rams are going to be hosting, I believe. I think the Rams would be hosting in that. Because the Rams would be the number 5 seed and the San Francisco 49ers are the number 6 seed. So the Rams know that if they were to win, and let's say Seattle drops, Sam Darnold makes mistakes, or Seattle doesn't have any answers for Christian McCaffrey, the Rams have a legit walkway towards another NFC Championship game against the 49ers, and it will be at home. But we know that Ben Johnson had some fireworks last week against the Green Bay Packers. F them, F LaFleur, all that, And I know that social media is like gone and ran with it, talking about LaFleur, Ben Johnson watching the movie Dodgeball. You're out, LaFleur.
I think LaFleur's staying. That there's been reports of an extension actually.
Okay, so with the Packers, there's talks that with an extension. Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, he's been winning with them. He's been getting them to the playoffs. So I don't think Matt LaFleur should be worried about job security. I know that a lot of Packer fans that I do talk and text with, they were like, you got to go get John Harbaugh. He's gone. He's off the market. But I think with Matt LaFleur, he shouldn't be worried about his job. I think this was just something that he needs to shore up in the offseason. But this is something that has been reoccurring. I think that there's been other playoff instances where they either gave up leads or they were not able to close out games. But again, Matt LaFleur, I expect him back with the Green Bay Packers. I know it was a hard loss for them to lose against the Chicago Bears, but I think that he can come back, and losing Micah Parsons, I think that was already a tough ask to get past the Chicago Bears on the road. But I think with the Bears, Ben Johnson, and I know the whole exchange with the handshake, and then I know the NFL media is trying to make it into a huge thing about, Sean McVay, and I think Matt LaFleur's little brother is the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams, Mike LaFleur. I think it is family, but like I think it might be for McVay, it's just more of a professional thing where he's trying to get back to the Super Bowl. He's trying to solidify a Hall of Fame career, not only for himself but for Matthew Stafford to get back to another one and win one. And having this exciting offense with Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams back healthy, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum. I mean, they got a 1-2 punch at both skill positions. Colby Parkinson's with a great catch in that fourth quarter comeback against Carolina to help the Los Angeles Rams advance to the divisional round. So they can hit you from all different angles with this offensive, the number one offense in the NFL. It's going to come back down to the defense. Can the Rams stop Ben Johnson and this offensive attack with Caleb Williams? They call him the Iceman. I know he does the celebration of the ice, and he has been, ice in his veins. With Caleb Williams making that conversion on 4th and 8 with the season on the line, and you didn't know that that was going to be that turning point, but it was that turning point for the Chicago Bears where they were able to mount the comeback, get that final touchdown with DJ Moore to take the lead, and cheese grade the Packers out into Cancun. I think now with that emotional high that the Bears were after beating their longtime rival in the Green Bay Packers, they need to reel it in. They have to play football. This is another game. The Rams don't care about the history between you and the Packers, Chicago. This is for a chance to go to the NFC Championship game and get one step closer to the Super Bowl. What's your predictions? What do you think is going to happen between these two NFC teams?
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be tough because the Bears did look good, but the only reason they looked good is because of the collapse of
the Packers defense.
Of the Packers, yeah.
Yeah.
And the offense couldn't get anything going. So I mean, if I had to choose anything, I gotta go the Rams. I mean, they're consistent. I'm gonna go another high score here. Let's go 35-27.
Okay. 35-27. You got Rams. Okay.
Yep.
All right. How will the handshake go? Will it be like a legit handshake, or will it be like a drive-by? No.
Probably be a drive-by, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not too much love lost between these two coaches. Okay.
yeah.
All right. All right. Bears. I think the Bears, they are gonna make this game exciting. I just feel that the cold is going to help the Bears make this game. I think the Bears have a chance to win this game, and I'm going to go Bears.
The
Bears. The Bears. I'm going the Bears. I got the Bears winning this game. I think a little bit lower scoring game. I think the Bears win this game 28. So not too low scoring, but I got the Bears winning this game 28. 28-21. I just feel the turnovers that the Bears defense can cause is going to keep them in the game, and what Caleb Williams has been able to do with Ben Johnson, I think that has been fun to watch. That kind of chemistry of a player and a coach getting it right. I know the early part of the season they looked kind of shaky to start the season. They were 0-2, but then for them to bounce back, win the NFC North, I think we do have to take some equity into their ability to play really tough at home, and I think that's what. If this was in LA, I would have went Rams, but since it's in Chicago, I think the Bears are able to hold off the Los Angeles Rams. I think Matthew Stafford, he's going to be under a lot of duress. I think the Bears' defensive line definitely wore down on the Packers' offensive line last game, so I expect that in the second half. And the Rams are just not a cold weather team, and that's where I'm going with the Bears. If it was in SoFi, I would have went Los Angeles, but Chicago in the NFC Championship game.
I just don't. The Bears just got lucky. They needed the Packers to stop scoring. They needed the Packers to stop making stops, and they got that. That's luck. No way in hell that Packers lose that game if they don't stop doing what they're doing. They just took their foot off the gas and then just let the Bears come back and win it.
Right. I would agree with that, but the results did play out. They didn't execute what needed to be executed, and again the turnovers and I think the ability to stay mentally in the game. I think that's what helped the Chicago Bears. I think they were just mentally a tougher team than the Packers, and I think it's going to come back down to that in this game where you just got to be mentally tougher than the other team. I mean, they're both equally matched. They're both solid programs with the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears. I'm just going with the Bears just because I feel like psychologically they have the advantage. They know that it's going to be cold. I think the Rams are just going to be like, all right, we didn't expect to be playing in a cold environment, especially in Chicago. I think that's where I got the slight edge to the Bears. It's going to be a really good game, but I got the Bears winning in this game. I think we're going to have a fun NFC Championship game regardless of the outcome. But you're going Rams, I'm going Bears. It should be a fun weekend of football ahead.
Oh, 100%. And it'll end with the National College Football.
Yep, it'll end with the national championship between Indiana and Miami. The Miami, definitely shut everything down. I know the schools are going to be shut down on Monday, but definitely shut everything down on Tuesday if Miami does shock the world, because I don't think they're going to stop partying until maybe next Friday.
No, not at all.
Oh, this has been a joy, Jim. Wrap it up here on the 94 podcast. Any last words? We do appreciate you jumping on here on the 94 podcast, but any last words here in the last 30 seconds?
No, man. Let's just enjoy your weekend. Let's go. Everyone except for the Bears. It's going to be a fun time. Let's do it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. You have a good weekend. Enjoy the football. We do appreciate you. Until next time here in the 94 podcast, we'll see you at the TOP. We're out.